a lot is happening in our house right now, as you could tell in the garage. We're packing our house. We got some more packing to do at the office, which I'll explain in a minute. But yeah, there's a lot of moving parts right now that are up in the air, and I feel like I'm juggling 15 balls. They're all up in the air. I don't know what's going to happen necessarily, but we all know everything's going to happen when it happens, and it's all going to happen for a reason. So it's Saturday, it's June 14th. Funny enough, we were supposed to actually move today. Many of you may not know, Sam and I are in the process of selling our house and moving. We've been called and really have been wanting to move to get out of California and move to Arizona. A lot of people have initially, when I say that, they're like, well, what about the business, right? The business is in California. And yeah, you're absolutely right. The business is in California, but there's no business, or not a lot of business to be had here in California. So I'm having to pivot and expand our business into Arizona because we have insurance companies that'll right there, and we have friends and family there, and we can live a little more comfortably there. California is just getting too wild. So when I say that today was supposed to be the day that we move, everything in our house, and that's why I said our garage is crazy earlier, everything in our house is packed because we were in escrow to close, and we were supposed to move out June 14th. The lady last minute had to back out because her house didn't sell. It was contingent of her house selling. And so since then, that was a week and a half ago that we found out she was backing out. Now it's back on the market. We've had some open houses, but no real luck yet. So we're just hoping that we find the right buyer for our house and things can continue in motion. Because it is really tough to live out of boxes. You know, we're struggling there. But yeah, the reason I'm at Home Depot today, though, is because with all of this move, I've actually decided to downsize our office for the agency. Right now, we have just over 3,000 square feet. It's way too big for the size team we have. And to be fully transparent, the company isn't in the best shape financially. So I'm having to pivot to not only save some cash, get the company in a better, healthier spot profitability wise, but also to not waste space. We can use a smaller space. We're going into a hybrid remote positions. So I'm just renting out a small space now, still have everybody have a space if they want to come in, but it's not nearly the cost and the amount of space we have currently. I said space a lot, huh? And let me expand on what I meant by the company was hurting financially. You know that saying that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result? That's exactly what we were doing at the agency for many, many years. Things weren't working. We were doing some things right, but there's a lot of things we weren't doing right, and we just kept doing them over and over. And we got to a spot where it was tough. We weren't growing, and you know the saying for businesses, when you're not growing, you're dying. And so over the years, it's just been slowly getting harder and harder. And so now we're at a spot where I got to kind of pivot. And I think a lot of business owners pretend that things are fine and they kind of bury their head in the sand. But I think the ones that are truly successful, see these things and are aware of them. And instead of feeling sorry or victim or just pretend they don't happen, they pivot and they jump right in and fix whatever the problems are. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. So downsizing the office isn't necessarily us saying I'm giving up or closing our doors. It's me going, hey, okay, I got to take a couple steps back to now launch forward. Short-term pain for long-term gain, baby. It's nice having a truck. Sam says I should really stop drinking these. I don't know if you can see. It's a Red Bull. But it's sugar-free. I like them a lot. I'm told I shouldn't be drinking them, but it's some fuel to keep me going. And look, when I say the company for the years before, weren't doing things right or wrong, this has no blame or fault on any one specific person, prior owners, etc. I think it was just a big combination of a lot of things. And so this is not me downplaying or bad talking any one person or any specific people. It's just as a collective, I think we got really comfortable with where we were, and the economy and everything was changing so rapidly that we didn't evolve technologies. We didn't keep up with clients' expectations and how insurance was being purchased well enough. And we were complacent with low numbers in sales. Everybody got a little comfortable. So now we're kind of having to shift our mindsets into being less comfortable, more hungry for sales. And so my goal is hopefully to bring on another person that is young and hungry, that wants to help develop this agency into something new and great. So I'm really excited for the future and where we're going. It's just been a little bit tough at this time, but we are making moves constantly. All right. Let me tell you one thing, okay? That I'm learning in business as I go. This may not come as a surprise, or this may be like duh for business owners, but I think people that are getting into business for the first time, whether you're starting an insurance agency or something else, I just want to say, from my experience looking at this company from when we were doing very well to now, what really happened. And I think the key thing was we took our eye off the numbers. And I think when it comes to business, it's so important to constantly look at your numbers and make sure you know where you're at financially, right? Where are we losing money? Where are we making more money? Where should we double down? Where should we scale back, right? And I think over the years we took our eye off it because, again, like I said, everybody was comfortable. So I think taking our eye off it all and not knowing exactly what was working and what wasn't really hurt us in the long run, because that was multiple years of doing that. And I think that's where now we're at a spot where it's like, oh shoot, we got to fix this, right? So I just want to say that because that's what I'm learning as I go along this journey. I'm new into owning a business. I'm new into this side of the process. I've obviously been in sales. I've been in insurance for a long time. But as far as owning the agency goes, it's a completely different animal than being a producer at an agency, right? And so that's just some of the stuff I'm learning. And I want to teach you guys, if you're in this journey at all and you're new into it and you're not really sure, even if it's small numbers, make sure you're looking at those regularly, because that's where I think it really hurt us. You know, fun fact before I take these down, fun fact about these symbols. I hate to take these down here because like it's such a cool piece between these windows, but I've had these symbols forever, and back when I was a teenager to early 20s drumming, they're all cracked in different ways. They were just part of trash. Like I was going to throw them away. And then Sam, when we were dating, was like, that's really cool. You could use that as like an art piece. So we had them in our first apartment, like above the couch. And then it just kind of transitioned. And then I started in insurance. I got my own office eventually. And my wife was like, oh, you could put them there. That's a cool place. So they've kind of followed me wherever office I'm in. And I think I'm going to keep doing that because I think this is a really cool piece that like a lot of people talk about. Like they just never seen it before. So I'm going to take them down because I'm packing them, but they're definitely going up wherever I'm going. Everything with the agency that I'm working towards is just being different, being unique. We don't really have a lot of people coming into the office, okay? That's why we're really downsizing. We have all this office space set up for people to walk in, and we don't really take walk-ins, nor do we get anybody really coming in to process insurance paperwork or documents anymore. So, which is ideally, that's where we're going, right? We're going into a more digital, modern insurance agency. But I still want an environment that's unique and cool to be around for the team and for people that do come in, right? So everything that I have is intentional to be different and unique. I want somebody to walk in and be like, wow, this doesn't feel like an insurance agency. And that's what I'm just trying to do for everybody I bring on, and everything that I'm doing moving forward is just more and more to something that's different. And so that's kind of the big picture of why I'm moving offices is while the finances are tough and we have too much space, but we're moving because office space isn't as important as it used to be, right? Having a big sign outside was once for me really cool, but now I realize, well, that just welcomes walk-ins and we're not set up for that. So we're really just pivoting to a new model. And while some of the team have been here a long time, it's a big shift for them. They're also kind of excited for something fresh and new as well. So I am really excited for that. So while moving is a pain in the butt, and I'm not only moving my house, but I'm moving the office does come first before my house does, which is nice. But yeah, to get us set up in a newer, smaller, more modern office that's more set up for like a shared workspace. If somebody wants to come in for a couple hours, work from home, I really want this to be a flexible thing. However, that does come with a lot of accountability for my team and check-ins and regular meetings, because if everybody's kind of on their own schedules, let's not say that, but like if they're on a hybrid schedule, I just want to make sure everybody's still doing what they're supposed to be doing. In a nutshell, that's why we're moving offices. While yes, A, finances, B, too much space, C, we don't need all this space. We're kind of going to a new model. So this is like one of the next steps or a needle in the right direction of where I want to take the family agency to a modern, more digital, but more not casual. That's the wrong word, but just a cooler place to be. Cooler place. So I'm really excited. The new space, I get to do carpet. I get to pick the paint. We're building out a couple offices right now, so I'll show you guys in the next video or the next couple videos when that's being worked on. I'll show you guys the process of that. I'm really excited for that. But here, it's been a great ride. It's been a really nice time here. We've been here almost 3 years. When we first moved in here, we had a much bigger team. My wife was working here, my mother-in-law, my father, like everybody was here. So we had a full office. It was perfect space for us. But then when I started to downsize the team and getting really particular with who's on our team and outsourcing some people, like we didn't need it. We're running way more efficiently with less. So why not, right? So I'm really excited in that. We've made some strides into that direction, and I'm really excited for that. Accounting is liking it because our expenses are way less. But yeah, so that's really it, and I'm really pumped for the future. While it is scary and it is hard, basically daily, overall the bigger vision, the bigger mission is what keeps me going each and every day. So yeah, just gonna kind of be packing today, packing the rest of this weekend. We got a couple weeks left. We're probably gonna move July 1st here from this office, so we still got a little bit of time. I just like to get prepared and not overwhelmed and wait till the last minute. So really, I'm not trying to save the old way of how we did things. I'm trying to build the new way and still honor what we did in the past. I'm trying to rebuild for the next generation, leaner, faster, and more focused. I don't look at moving out of this office as a loss. I look at moving out of this office almost more of a reset. It's really making space for better systems, better culture, and overall a better future. With all of these changes that I've been doing, every little thing that I've been changing, it's to build a business that I would want to work with, right? And with that, I have to become a leader that I would want to work for, and to provide a culture that's just encouraging and empowering others, to focus on helping as many people as we possibly can, right? So all of this modernization is not to get rid of the humans and to go all technology. It's to double down on helping humans, to be unique in a way where we can use technology to be faster, to be quicker, to respond in a better way. But at the ultimate primary goal is to help as many people as possible. If you're having some type of financial struggle or you're having any problems at all, don't just run away from it and bury your head in the sand. You want to go full force into it and fix the problem. Because if you put it off and push it aside, it's only going to grow to a bigger problem. I'm seeing it firsthand. So rather than being scared of it and putting it off, you dive straight in. You have to pivot when you pivot, and you sometimes have to take a step back to leap forward. And I think that's what we're doing here. I'm really excited for the future here. Stay tuned for the next video, because hopefully the next video will be more about the new space and what we're building there. But We'll see. Follow along on this journey as I work on modernizing a 90-year-old family legacy business. It's not easy, comes with a lot of hurdles and a lot of pain, but it's very rewarding in the end to know that while we're honoring the legacy of 90 years, helping that many people in the past, we're going to continue to build to help as many people in the future. So, thank you for tuning into this video, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.